Comic book and manga fans, this is H.H. German from Sigma Comics, and I'm coming to you from sunny Houston for another great video. I know it's been a while, but I've been extremely busy working on so many different projects, Calico related, of course, and I wanted to reach out and make sure that we at least gave you some updates on what we have going on, and also give you some great information on the final issue of Here Comes Calico. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. But before we do, let me take a sip of my on-the-road thermos here. It is what it is. Not as good as my Calico mug. Definitely not. I think we forgot something. Make sure to hit subscribe and like the video. Alright, so issue 8 of Here Comes Calico. The last issue of the first run. It's something you should get. It's on sigmacomics.com, and let me tell you why. Aside from the fact that every penny goes to fighting animal abuse. In issue 7, the Calico engages a bunch of extremely dangerous citizens of the Bronx in the way of gang members that are vying for control of the drug trade, specifically a brand new drug that's hit the street, the B-side drug, which has been nefariously put into effect by ODB, the $1 boss. And there's a couple of people that are after it, one of which is there's a couple of people that are on the train that really have nothing to do with this. They're actually after something else, and namely Hector Gill, the Calico, is trying to rescue his little buddy Bumble, and in the process, at the end of issue 7, he witnesses something pretty crazy, which is not unlike the things that happen in issues of Here Comes Calico. But this particular thing basically confirms to the Calico that there is a person who he's been trying to get this whole time. Okay, we have somebody talking here in the back that's ruining the video, but let him keep talking loud. Anyway, the Calico finally confirms that Feng is in town. Alright, and he's been trying to find Feng for the entire first run, and Feng is the asshole who did something horrendous to a little dog in the beginning of the series. Okay, and of all the cases that the Calico is trying to close out, that's the big case that he wants to really get, is the asshole who beat the crap out of poor little puppy in the beginning of issue 1. Alright, Feng's in town now. Calico knows it, and you know he's definitely going to go into the building that's housing him and do some work on Feng. Alright, now, while this is happening, you got the two little toothpicks from the hardware store who want to be thieves. And that would be Flaco and Primo. Okay, they're trying to get started in a life of crime, and Calico knows these guys are not built for life of crime anyway. But they run into, of course, Mean Gene, and Mean Gene at least is trying to corral them. And if they're going to do it the right way, so to speak, according to Mean Gene, of course. And he's a character, Mean Gene. Okay, as many of you know. Anyway, the bottom line is they're now in this building, all of them together, and brought to the building, you know, by different reasons. And, you know, a bunch of craziness ensues, a lot of dangerous experiences for the Calico and his B team, if you will. And of course, you have some of the most dangerous people in that building, that being ODB's gang, which is basically in control of all the crime in New York City. Not all of it, but a good portion of it. And then, of course, his minions, who are killers, all killers. So it's a great issue. You need to get it. And one of the things that you'll see in how the security, we have another bit of noise coming, so we'll let that pass. This is what happens when you do videos on the road. You have no control over audio. We'll let that pass too, a bunch of giggling people. A lot of fun here in Houston. Anyway, so as I was saying, there's some pretty intense stuff going on in issue 8, and that's why you really need to get it. One of the most important things that happens in issue 8 of Here Comes Calico is the full origin story of Hector and why he is who he is and what he does and what fuels him to do what he does. Okay, he's a very passionate person. I don't want to give out what that is all about, because you really need to get issue 8 of Here Comes Calico, and it goes deep into it. But you really get information about the Fourth, which are the patrons of the Calico. They fund all of his activities as the Calico. You get information as to how Hector came into this world and what happened to him shortly after coming into this world. You get information about Bumble, who is a seminal character in the series. It all happens in issue 8, and again, one thing that's so great about issue 8 is that issue 8 is a double issue. All right, so the whole series on record is 8 issues. However, because issue 8 is a double issue, it's actually 9 issues of comics for the first run. All right, so consider picking that up. I definitely think you should. Again, because we do this because we love animals, and really, there's nothing in comics like Here Comes Calico. There's no character in comics like the Calico. And we are very passionate about fighting against animal cruelty. And that's why the Calico is really the only character in comics that does that. And not only does he do it, but he does it in a very special way. So, if we were going to be the first to do it, you best rest assured that we were going to put an exclamation mark on the act. So, and I'm sure a lot of you in the audience reading or listening right now can attest to that. Calico is no joke. He's hardcore as it comes. All right. So, I wanted to reach out about this final issue of Here Comes Calico, the comic book. Okay, as you know, we also have it in in manga format, and we do that for a very good reason, for a few reasons, namely because manga is a very popular format and a growingly popular format here in the States, and the Calico series, the Here Comes Calico series, is not limited to the States. We do sell it abroad, and abroad manga is even more popular. So we wanted to make sure that we leveraged the medium to tell the story, because ultimately that's what we're trying to do. And I think we do a really good job with our character and our comic book. And hey, why not expand into manga? The manga, Volume 4, is going to be on Kickstarter on May 28th. All right, so all you have to do is go to Kickstarter May 28th and type in Here Comes Calico, and Volume 4 of the manga should come up. When that comes up for you, you should be able to get the entire manga series. And as many of you know in the audience, or if you didn't know, the manga series does tell the same story as the comic book. However, the great thing about the manga portion, the manga format, is that because manga is 200 plus pages, you're able to tell more of a story, and as such, we tell even more origin and background story for the Calico, Bumble, Mean Gene, and others. So definitely, if you're reading the comic book series and you want more backstory, definitely get the manga, because there, again, you're going to get stories that simply you can't have in the comic book due to its medium. Comic books are only 24 pages, max. Okay, a standard comic book, I should say. All right, so definitely, if you're a comic book reader and haven't gotten the manga yet, if you have read Here Comes Calico, guys, pick up the manga on Kickstarter. You can get the whole set there, or sigmacomics.com. You're not going to be able to get the manga Volume 4 on sigmacomics.com because it's not there yet. We're kickstarting it again May 28th. All right, so again, just wanted to reach out and let you know that you really need to get the final issue of Here Comes Calico, issue 8. And again, it is told as well in manga Volume 4 as well, for those of you who prefer the manga. And again, if you haven't gotten the manga, you should get Here Comes Calico issue 8 on our website, sigmacomics.com, which is available. But go ahead and Tuesday, May 28th, and afterwards go on Kickstarter and get the manga series, because again, there's a bunch of background stories in the manga that you guys are missing out on. Again, origin stories for Hector Gill, Bumble, Mean Gene, etc. All right, so that's it for now. I just wanted to reach out, say hello. I've been away for a while, busy working on a lot of projects that you'll learn about soon. But thanks again for helping us in our fight against animal abuse. And listen, again, go on Kickstarter, get the manga, go on sigmacomics.com to get the comics and the manga, and help us in our fight against animal abuse. You know the closing words: keep on fighting for animals.